Hello, we are back with another episode of Binge Bitches. It's early Binge Bitches for these bitches who I'm bringing in right now. So we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and we're doing some New York. We got a lot to cover. We're going to be doing bullet points today, not full recaps because we will be sitting here for hours, but we're going to give you the good shit. Anyways, without further ado, there is Miss Gunther Vanderpump.
Hi.
Formerly of the Pex Persuasion and now number one on Fifth. You can see him Monday through Friday. And then we also have Mr. Nelson Castillo, formerly of Horrorville and still a slut. Okay.
Don't forget the glory hole wall and the free clinic, okay?
I didn't want to give all of your deals away, but I mean, if you're going to just start saying it. Like, you can find her on OnlyFlans. That's OnlyFlans, where she eats flan all day long. So, anyways, we have a bunch of things to talk about, and I didn't take extensive notes because I think we can kind of go everywhere. Because if I did take extensive notes, we would be sitting here until 8 o'clock tonight. Probably. So,
my phone battery would die.
Absolutely, we are covering 3 different housewives today. But before we get into it, what have you guys been watching this week? What are you guys binging? What are your recommendations? Nelson?
Oh,
really?
We finished All Stars 2, and so now we're on season 8 of Drag Race. We're keeping up with the momentum there, so that's a little fun. And,
your house is so gay.
I know. The boys drink the Kool-Aid. It's all my fault. They watch Drag Race. They watch Housewives now. Colin has opinions about girls. It's funny. He's like, I hate her. He hates Fifi. He's like, I hate her.
It's too funny.
He does not like Robbie Turner on season 8 right now. He's like, I hate Robbie Turner. I'll punch her in the throat.
Oh, you should have him Google Robbie Turner. He needs to Google Robbie Turner now.
We Googled the whole Uber story thing. So.
Oh, it's like he's such a liar.
Yeah.
Allegedly. We have to say allegedly. I'm not getting sued for this free programming. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm moving this a little bit closer. Today I'm using 2 different devices because I look better on this one, and the camera just does not keep up. So that's me. Anyways. And then Gunther, you're saying that you're watching Ugly Betty right now?
Yeah. I went back to it. I started it at the beginning of quarantine, and then I finished All Stars 2, so then I needed a little Drag Race break. So then
you need a break sometimes.
Betty. Yeah, I'm on season 3 right now.
Cute. Ugly Betty is one of those shows like Amanda and Mark are goals. They're the best.
Did you know that Mark, he used to do shows at the Old Globe?
Yeah. He's I know that he's from around. I know he was in the theater community down here. I just don't know exactly what shows he did. Probably Grinch and some other shit. But
yeah, he did a lot of the Shakespeare Festival.
Oh, nice. So he's now a logo talking head. That's where you see him the most, I think. And then he's also producing, I believe. So it's kind of nice that some of these gay guys are doing something else if they're not on screen. Okay, let's get into it. Let's go Beverly Hills because that showed first. No, not really chronologically, but we'll go back to Potomac later because Potomac is going to be our new touchstone because we're going to lose all these other girls, and then Potomac is going to be it. But Potomac is strong as hell. So, okay. Beverly Hills, initial thoughts. How are we feeling right now about this week? So, we are back in Rome, and they kind of did it. They keep on doing this weird to be continued thing. And so, they picked up right back in the rooms with the girls. And so, it was I like the team of Dorit, Garcelle, and Denise. I like that team. It's a team I would be on. And you can kind of see too, Dorit is a little bit why did you guys put this out there and all that kind of thing. Denise is getting caught up in lies. She doesn't, my opinion, she wasn't prepared for this at all. So she has no other stories. So she's just kind of grasping for straws. And it's kind of like when you were 14, 15 years old and you were coming out of the closet and you would lie about things because you didn't want to get caught up. And it's really nobody's fucking business. That's where Denise should have left this. Denise should have been this isn't your business. Let's talk about the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she should have threw it back into, she could have taken the whole heat off the situation between her and Brandy if she just would have said, that's none of your business. I didn't call you boring. I didn't call you cold, Erica. You know what I mean? Like she could have done that around the table, but she didn't. She just kind of got stuck.
But with this group of ladies, though, too, they weren't going to accept that as an answer, I think, because so much had already built up to that moment. Like, they wanted blood. You know, they're like, no, we're going to sacrifice this bitch now.
Well, and the thing is, and now you're starting to see, too, that they're starting to feel like, oh, shit, what did I do? Because I would take this. If I was Denise, I would take it as a carte blanche. Oh, you want to play this way? Let's talk about the husbands. Like, let's go there about everything else.
Yeah.
And this, like, in the whole thing with, you know, TEDDI being like, I don't know if I should have, blah, 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 blah. She could have brought up all the other stuff and not brought up the fact that the two girls slept together. It really didn't need to be brought up. But she wanted to catch her. She wanted to have that moment.
Yeah.
And then I think I told you guys this in text message earlier this week. How is it that the most boring housewife is at the center of all the controversy for the past 2 years?
She needs to be, though, to like
TEDDI,
she's Kyle's fall girl. Kyle backs off into the shadows when all this stuff
and
happens.
last year she was with Lisa Vanderpump. She got tangled into all that mess with Lisa Vanderpump. That's why. So, and then we saw her sticking up for herself and realizing that what she did was not in fact right. So,
and Kyle's like playing the Lisa Vanderpump role, so that's why she's used, because Kyle always used to be the fall girl, so now she's making TEDDI the fall girl.
Yeah.
Kyle's not a good leading woman, though. Kyle is not a pack leader. She is not your lead. You know what I mean? She's a sidekick. And we need somebody like Erica to actually take the reins and be the fucking bitch she should be. Like Erica. Yeah. I don't know. Lisa Rinna is she's too sneaky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the perfect leader.
I don't know.
I think, like you said, it's gonna be Dorit. Like, if anyone's gonna be like the new Supreme, it's gonna be Dorit. You know, because she has had such a good. Yeah, she's had, like, I mean, she came on the scene. No one liked her for about 2-3 seasons, I think, but now we're starting to like her. So, I mean, she's kind of come a long way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because we've softened to her as a public, or is it because Dorit has just. She's the best of what we got. like it's like she's that's what we got. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of a thing. But I do like her, and that's the thing is I like Dorit now, and I don't know. Erica, I mean, Erica's biggest moment like in the whole episode was driving race cars. Like, how many times would we see these girls drive Ferraris and road cars?
Like, we can see you do that in Beverly Hills, right? Like, why'd you do that in Italy? So,
well, you do it because the Ferraris are made there, and it's kind of like it's a Gran Turismo kind of a thing. But like the whole, I mean, like when they were, remember Mauricio had the sports car last time with Porsche when they were running around. I think they were in Italy as well. So I mean, like it's not a first time for this. It's just a little bit thing. So
it's something that they could probably do in their activity list, and doesn't cost them a lot of money to do.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the episode was when Garcelle goes, "I have a confession. I'm a bit tipsy."
I'm a bit tipsy.
I died.
She was.
And then Erica's like, "Me too, bitch."
yeah, me too.
Talking Garcelle. How about Garcelle, though, talking out of turn? Her other good quote of the night, which is going to come back and haunt her, I know it is when they keep trying to make Lois happen. They try to make Brenna's mom, Lois, is supposed to be like a thing for us. So they bring her up here and there, and they get into the whole conversation about, Rinna, what do they think about you? Was your mom think about you dancing in your underwear all the time? And Rinna was like, I do this for my mom because she has an iPad and she watches Instagram. So that's why I dance around in my underwear. And it's like,
is
it? Couldn't you just FaceTime her? Hey, mom, how you doing? like
I think, but for Garcelle, like she's saying her thing is though, like she's a mom, but she's a mom to teenage boys. So I think that's different when you're a mom to teenage girls though versus boys, because you know all their friends would be like, "Oh, your mom was dancing in your underwear. Your mom was hot." Like it's the Pam Anderson thing, you know? So
well, back into the whole thing about what Garcelle said here was Garcelle goes, I don't know if it would be the best thing in the world if my daughter had an eating disorder for me to be dancing around in my underwear.
Yes,
that's gonna come back. That's gonna come back and haunt her. She said something, and I know that these people are gonna just be like, they're gonna jump on this shit right now. You know what I mean?
They're gonna tear her apart.
Totally. So everybody who's tuning in, I'm seeing that we have a few more viewers right now. Thank you guys for viewing us. It's Binge Bitches. It's on a Saturday. We usually do these on Fridays. And so if you guys have questions, if you have comments, leave them inside of the chats and we can look at those and we'll put your little name up on there. Okay. Anyways, back into the whole Beverly Hills of it all. So there was that whole part. We have Kyle's. Okay. So we had that Kyle Dorit fight that we thought that was going to happen, and it fizzled. And it was like
big time.
Like they went to that lunch, and it was just like, you know, come on, like let's go for it, you know.
I don't think Dorit wanted to fight though. I think she honestly wanted to resolve the issue. Like, yeah.
I think, you know what I mean. I think there's a bit of that Dorit wanted just to resolve that so she can move past. And I think
it was relaxing. You know, they had wine, they shared some pasta. I mean, I don't think anyone was looking to get crazy.
I just don't think Dorit knows whose side she wants to be on. So she's just kind of, she's everybody's friend right now. So
she's treading lightly. So
it really is. Why did I write? Oh, so they went to Dolce & Gabbana. We're really trying to make Dolce & Gabbana happen again, you guys. Like, Mr. Dolce. And then when she shows up, it's just some random guy named Mario who's there for her. Like, so, like, Dolce is not even coming. Like, Domenico Dolce is not coming out of his golden tower right now to come see Sutton. But he's like, yeah, show up. Okay. I don't really know if there was much to take out of that scene. We try on ugly crowns again. You know,
I like Dorit's crown. Dorit's was cool.
Yes, that was cute, but it was like, you know, why didn't they have that sound thing? The crown
did anybody buy anything this time around? Oh, Kyle did. She bought
Kyle always buys something because she always got to be that girl to prove something. So Kyle was like, "I'll take
the shoes." Yeah.
She bought a fedora.
I know. I was
she bought a fedora.
She always wears those.
She spent $7,000 on a fedora and boots.
It was $2,500, but
that shit is hard to watch in a recession. The way that Kyle spends, just because she wants to prove something,
right?
Like it is just a whole thing. But like the other part of that too, that was a little bit thing was it's like Sutton, SpongeBob SquarePants. She didn't want to try things on in front of the cameras this time. When last time she did a whole like Emperor's New Clothes, you know, strut with that ugly outfit that he got her last time. And this time she was like, no, I can't. I don't like trying clothes on in front of people. I'm going to have them sent to the room. You know, it's like,
that's weird.
Okay.
What's the point of going shopping then with your girlfriends if that's like, if you're not going to do that though? You know what I mean? Like, that was weird.
I don't know. She probably still had that, like the plain bloat, you know what I mean? And so she didn't like how she looked at things. But you went to Dolce & Gabbana, you guys tried on crowns, and Kyle bought a fedora. That's what I'm going to take from that scene. So we have that. We talked about the whole thing. Garcelle. Garcelle basically saying so much is coming at Denise, and she just needs to address it. Just say it and spit it out. She keeps going around these circles with these girls about, you know, Erica brings up the Aaron thing, and she's like, well, I apologize on behalf of Aaron, and when he sees you guys in public. And then when she's like, in her confessional, she was like, Aaron doesn't want shit to do with these bitches. She's like, he's not going to apologize. He's not going to say shit, especially after they attacked his wife here. That glam dinner, though, Erica and Dorit gave us something to look at.
Erica looked better.
Erica looked like Marilyn Monroe, and Dorit looked like she was straight out of a Federico Fellini film. Very, you know what I mean? Like it was. I like Dorit's look. Super late, 45 minutes. And these girls are all down there. The girls won't sit down because they don't want to wrinkle. So they're all like, I've been standing for 30 minutes. It's like, oh, that's one of those kind of outfits. Oh, and so then I wrote this down here. And so that this whole thing that TEDDI doesn't really know Brandy. So she's just taking this as hearsay. So she's putting it out there.
Yeah.
Sutton had heard this rumor 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Is what Sutton is saying. So this would have happened in the timeline of how they record these episodes and everything. It would have been they were recording the very first season, or the first season that Denise was on. So like that's Sutton's part about this. And again, Denise just should say, it's none of your business, and what does it matter between me and you? That's all Denise needs to say here, and she hasn't done that because she's just so taken aback. But we also got this thing. I think Kyle found out from Kim, who found out from Brandy, who found out from Denise. You know what I mean? Denise talked to Brandy. Brandy went back and told Kim all these things, and then Kim told Kyle, and then they worked it out that let's do it on camera. That's, I'm telling you right there, that's probably what happened, is that Kim is the missing link in this whole thing, with this whole Brandy thing, is that's the one that nobody is looking at, is that Kim is the person who is the conduit between Brandy and Kyle. I'm just saying. Those are my thoughts. You're hearing it here first on Binge Bitches. That, like, I'm telling you, Kim is the person who started this drama. She's the one who put this out there. Because, like, and the thing is, then Brandy was going to go with it because she wants her diamond. And then that hard lie that Denise tells, because she's packed up against the wall when she was like, Brandy talks about sleeping with all of you guys.
I don't know. That's a stretch. Like, that's definitely going to come to bite her in the reunion.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see. So
when Rinna goes, Rinna's like, I've never slept with a woman. And I was like, okay, like Lois is gonna see this. Didn't we just mention it? Like Lois has an iPad. I didn't sleep with a woman. Is basically what she's saying here. The thing is it's just it's a little bit, it's so double crossing here and everything, and like Kyle never wants to talk about Mauricio, and then yet she wants to talk about Denise's husband and her kids. You know what I mean? Like it's like they're bringing it up. Same thing with Lisa Rinna. Let's talk about the husbands. You won't say anything about my husband. She smashed a glass for that. You know? Remember that scene and Kyle ran? Like nowhere to go. It's the best part. It's the best part of the scene is like when your behavior is so indefensible, and then she like runs and she runs. She Forrest Gumped it out of there. Exactly. You can see that she's scared, but she jetted out of there. She was like, "I'm done." So I don't understand why Denise has not watched old episodes so she can see what she's really dealing with these bitches, because Kyle's the runner. She proved it. So it's all that. So
we go to Denise, and Denise wants to leave already, but was unable to get a flight.
So she still went to dinner because she wanted that check. She wanted to get paid to go to work that day.
Well, I mean, if you're stuck there, you might as well, right? Get paid.
If you're stuck, you're gonna go to work. So I think that's kind of like what all happened in there. So any other thoughts here about this whole Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I mean, that's pretty much all that happened, was that they went around. I'm still in a place where if they can keep the glam, but I don't like that the girls separate all day long, because it does create a different atmosphere. You know, some people were going with Sutton to go do one thing, and the other girls were, you know, I don't love that. I want to have them more together and in like a compact group. Okay.
I like when they separate. I think it gives more of a dynamic.
See, I think
they talk more about each other too.
But they don't do anything with it. They talk about the same thing over and over and over again, you know? And so it's that. It's like I really want more out of my Beverly Hills, because they gave us this, and they've been milking Denise and Brandy for the whole season. It's the new Lucy Apple Juicy.
Part, Do we know how many episodes we're getting to? Because isn't this like the 12th episode?
The finale or the reunion's the 26th of this month.
That's what they said. So it doesn't really seem like we're getting that big of a season. Because usually we usually get like about 20 episodes. So it looks like we're only going to get like 15 episodes maybe.
I didn't even write down what episode number this one was either. So that's my bad.
It's more than that. Because it seems like we have a lot more to go. But I did see that the reunion is going to be on the 26th, which is only like a few weeks from now. So,
well, we are. What's today's date? Is okay. So this week we
8th.
Yeah, this week there was episode. That was the
maybe
episode
get like
13.
3 more episodes. Yeah.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a 20-episode season because we're right now because it looks like 15 is gonna be the last one, and we'll probably get 3 reunions and 1 like things you haven't seen before. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I have a feeling that's what's gonna end up happening here in the sitch. Yeah, and it doesn't really forecast any more past 15 eps on this little thing that I'm seeing here. So I don't know. I just feel like I want Denise to fight somebody. I want her to pull somebody's hair. I want like Potomac style, like let's do this. You know what I mean?
I want someone to throw a butter knife at someone.
I mean, Denise was a Bond girl and she was in Starship Troopers. This bitch can like at least fake fight. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah.
So the rumor is that she did sign a 3-year contract.
I thought it was a 4-year contract. That's what I heard. So
see, I've been hearing that now too, is that people are pushing that around because apparently she's the highest paid housewife ever. That's the rumor.
She definitely, because she has star power. She's a fucking star. Like
she's making because of the long-term contract that she signed. She's making like $1 million a year, basically.
Yeah.
Where
not a bad gig. So
yeah, but she's also got yeah, this is her 2nd season on the show.
This is her 2nd season. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
like committed. Yeah. Well, they put her through hell to earn her money. And I have a feeling like this is going to be great if we have like a Phoenix rising from the ashes situation next year. And like she just comes hard at these other girls and is like, fuck all of you. I will kill you. I was in Wild Things. Like, I want that.
Well, according to a lot of the girls too, like they left everything. They said it's one of the best reunions they've had too, because they said they just like went for it. Like they went balls to the wall and didn't leave anything on the floor. So that's why when we saw them taking the picture of the Fox Force 5, the other girls were not invited to go to Kyle's, is what the story is behind that though too. Because they were like, well, why would you want to come over to someone's house that kind of just bashed you and went a little bit crazy? So
coronavirus. That's why, because of coronavirus.
As long as no one fucking walks off their computer or shuts the computer,
YouTube,
I'm over that shit.
Yeah,
like,
they don't want to. You don't want them to do a Nene and be like,
Nene, and then fucking MJ from Shahs of Sunset kept on leaving. I'm so annoyed with that. I'm over it. It's like if you're not gonna stay, don't even come on the camera.
Yeah. Andy should just turn him off and make them sit out for like 10 minutes.
So many people during Atlanta.
Okay, mute. Like
and even Vanderpump Rules. He's like mute.
Vanderpump Rules. Let's see if they even get another season. Okay, let's flip over. New York City. We have Housewives of New York. We are still on vacation. We're in a house together, and we pick up right at the fall off here.
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite things about this are Ramona going and like dramatically drinking water, basically. Like just being like, I drink water. I don't go out. When I go out, I drink water all night. I have water. You know, Dorinda doesn't drink water. Dorinda needs AA. Which that whole thing with Dorinda versus Luann, and Luann's like, when did Luann become the Bethany? Like, what happened here? Like, this episode made Luann look great. It's like the best she has looked all season. You know what I mean? I think Luann's beautiful. Like, I think she's a very attractive woman. And then she also she had all of her shit together. You know what I mean? Like, and Dorinda heard something that Luann didn't say, and even when Leah was trying to tell her, she didn't say anything about your drinking. Dorinda was already going for the jugular with Luann about the jail thing, and I think Luann has finally kind of accepted, like, I was arrested. This is what happened. It rolled off her back finally for once, you know. So it's making Dorinda look worse and worse. And
well, that's what happens when you're hitting that vape pen every 5 minutes.
That is true. Like, she's talking and it was like the smoke is just coming out of her nose. Like, it's just coming out of her nostrils as she's speaking. And you're like, girl. And then
like, I don't think they meant to get that part, but they had to because she was speaking.
Okay. I had to Google water pills to see what they did to you when you drink. Okay. Because What, this whole Sonja thing with water pills? She's on a water pill and a diuretic,
right? Yeah.
Okay, well, the water pill plus alcohol will dehydrate you really, really savagely. And apparently it will fuck you up, but like she shouldn't have been up and around the next day unless they gave her an IV or something. Like what?
Yeah.
Like she would have been, there was a lot of stuff, but she would have been dehydrated. Like her body would have ached. It's like, because she would have had no moisture basically in her bones, except for, Coca-Cola and rosé.
Well, do we want to believe that though too, or do we want to believe that she knew it would do this to her and it's something that she kind of enjoys?
Maybe, because I remember, that Ramona even like mentioned, she was like, I mean, like the water pill, the Xanax, the other medication, you can't be doing this. And it's like, what is the other medication? Like, like what does she get from that boy at the door? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the servants will get us some pills. It's one of those like situations. So we have all that. My favorite phrase here is Leah saying, "Ramona needs to keep my vagina out of her mouth." Like, oh wow, that happened. Camel riding in Mexico because it makes sense. Camels in Mexico? What was that? Like
no, that was weird. I didn't know that camels on that part of the world.
It really is. I mean, this is the thing. Like last time we were in Mexico with Bethany, we were on we were on helicopters. We are being greeted by people on horses. Here we got camels, Leah's vagina, and we have like weird, volleyball. Luann and the volleyball. Okay, let's talk about that.
Volleyball player ever.
She started off really awkward. Those guys were all like dads on vacation. You know what I mean? Like they were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like she's like, it's the bikini fellas. You know what I mean? And then Ramona doing that little run dancey thing, like when she's like cheering on Luann. I was like, what is Ramona doing? Like she's like covering herself with a big floppy hat because she's like standing there on the sidelines with like the super high cut one piece. I have all these new one pieces. I got to wear them all. She brought like 20. She brought 24 one pieces for like 4 days. Like she's wearing change as much as possible.
And those bathing suits look cheap. I'm sorry. Like we were watching it, and I was like, "Where did she get that bathing suit at Walmart? Like what the fuck?" Like it looked just like the cheapest bathing suit I could ever see a woman wear, and I was just like, "You bitches got money, and you spending $25 on your swimsuit, like." No.
That's what happens when you live somewhere like a Coronado or a Hamptons or a Malibu, and like some housewife starts her own business and she has a little thing called like, bikinis and bongos, and like she just has tons of those cheap bikinis in there, and all the women, it becomes like a thing, and it's not great, but it's more of like a status. Own this whole wall. That's probably what's happening there, because like you go to Coronado and you go in those like bikini shops and you're like, these aren't great bikinis, but they're buying them like hotcakes. And I think the same thing happens with Ramona in the Hamptons. She doesn't live off the highway in the Hamptons. She has her big house over there. She's all good. So Sonja telling Ramona when they were going out to eat, it was a surprise dinner for Sonja's birthday.
Yeah.
Which Sonja tells Ramona, no more macrame. It was one of my favorite moments because it was like, Ramona really is a fan of the macrame outfits when she goes on vacations. Like,
yes,
if somebody looks like somebody's grandmother, knitted that shit up, it's Ramona's in. She's down.
The doilies.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, the little man who, what happened to him?
Bye, Nelson.
She dropped her phone. So the little man who came up to Lou's vagina.
Oh my god. Okay, we've all been to like all those Mexican restaurants. Those glasses are heavy that he put on his head.
Like
four of them or 5.
That's why he's so short. He used to be 6 foot tall, but like after doing that for 20 years, you like keep getting squashed down. Like that's
I
the
could
thing.
not keep my neck up with that. There's no way in hell.
Like the man had like a tequila bottle on his head at first. Then like he's dancing with Luann, and then he puts 6 glasses on top of his head, all full. You know, and the women were like, "This is like a workout," and they were just taking him off his head. Like, yeah, like that's heavy. That's skill. You should learn that.
Hell no.
You should learn that at your new gig.
We have to use trays.
Oh yeah, because everything has to be clean. You can't put it on your body.
Tray service.
Yeah. So those of you guys just tuning in right now, we're talking about Housewives in New York City. It's Gunther. We got Miss Neltron, the baddest bitch in the room, and then we also we're going to be talking about Potomac in a little bit. So, but we're talking about Real Housewives of New York at the moment. Okay. Anyways, and also you guys can find Gunther Monday through Friday over at number 1 on 5th. Make sure you guys leave a big fat juicy tip. Okay. So, anyways, are you still working now?
Yeah, I'm still working. Unfortunately, I'm only working 2 days a week right now.
What days of the week are they?
It's because we only have like a 12-table patio, so you don't need 2-3 servers on anymore. Like one server can do it all by themselves. So the days I do work, I'm making money, which is nice. So
what days are you working over there?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So everybody go to Tuesdays and Thursdays, go to Wood Ranch, and you guys will find Neltron, the baddest bitch, as we see it in his section. It's only 12 tables, so you'll probably be in there. And so, and make sure and leave him a tip, because these people who are actually going out right now are not leaving proper tips, and I will call them out.
People are being shady right now.
Like, stop being shady. If you're going out, pay for that PPE, bitch, and give them an extra couple dollars. Okay. So, anyways, so this whole New York City. So we're at that dinner. We have another little blow up between Leah and Ramona. More about the vagina situation, and it's basically Ramona, like Avery, like is what's it called? Leah is a replacement for Avery, and Ramona is a replacement for Bunny. You know what I mean? Like they are replacing their mothers and daughters here, and that's why they have all this like adversity towards each other. Because the whole thing is like Ramona is fine with talking about sex and like being about it and everything else. It's just when it comes from Leah. Pure and simple, you know what I mean?
She doesn't like hearing it from her again. And I will say this though too about Ramona and why I don't really like her. Here we are with another incident where we are in a public restaurant and she is acting out. Like she's acting stupid. Like why are you acting this way? Like I know we're on a TV show and there are cameras around you, but does she regularly maybe act like this when she goes out to eat? Because I'm never going out to eat with her, but she's gonna act a fool like that. And then she's about Leah being like, Leah's a mess. Leah has never been a mess publicly in a place with other people. Like
well, I mean, like that is true. Leah goes wild when it's like a private party or when it's a private like dinner, and Ramona does like kind of go off. Okay, she's like going off with the what do you call it, with the mariachis, and as she's going, she's like, hola, hola, hola. Hola,
and
hola,
was she going to the bathroom,
hola.
or was she like trying to get into the kitchen? Because you saw like the swinging doors right there. I was like, okay, is that like the restrooms, or is she like trying to hide in the kitchen because she has nowhere else to go right now?
I think that's what it is. She has nowhere else to go, so she's just trying to leave the situation. She doesn't want to be on camera for it. You know what I mean? So, it's just the whole thing. Oh,
she didn't bravo, fucking bravo.
the food situation. I'm sorry, the birthday. So Lou and Dorinda go to the bathroom. And then Lou comes back out with the speaker. She's like cabaret all of a sudden. Happy birthday to you. Like it's
was awful.
Thing.
But now remember you guys were wondering if Dorinda's boobs were real in that one outfit? Now you know the answer. They're fake.
Well, no,
yes,
it was a breastplate.
Yeah.
The thing is Dorinda's boobs aren't too far behind that. You know what I mean? Like those are just like maybe 2 sizes bigger than hers. And with Dorinda coming out and doing that. So I think this actually genuinely Dorinda and Lou's birthday handling of Sonja Rita feels genuine and not so much like putting it on Ramona. You know what I mean? It did feel like, let's give her a moment. And I was happy for her. Like Sonja needs those little wins. And Sonja's clean and sober now because whenever they show her in those confessionals, she looks banging. Like she looks amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best looks. Apparently, she spent $75,000 on that new face. So there's that. And not only that, but the thing is you got to be sobered out and everything to be able to like get the surgeries. For them to put you out and put you under, you do have to have some sobriety.
Well, see at the reunion. They just shot the reunion this week too. So
true.
I think Tinsley is going to be at the reunion.
I think so too.
I think Julio was talking about you, Nelson. He said she's always working, honey. Hi, Julio. We miss you.
She's a hustler.
And we got a hi from Tom Irvin. Hi, Tom. Hi. Thanks for tuning in, our little binge bitches. Okay. Any other comments about our girls from New York this week? It looks like next week we are going to be total hoes, which I love. Yeah. So if
they're
we
still
get
on vacation, right?
Yes. So they're going to still be on vacation. It looks like Leah's hooking up. Looks like what's it called? Luann is hooking up. Yeah. Okay, when they're walking down the beach and Luann looks at those guys and they're like, they might be a couple, and Luann goes, those aren't homosexual shorts. Those aren't homosexual shorts. And I was like, that's true. She knows. Like, she knows. She gets it. So I love it. Okay, let's flip over to Potomac today.
Potomac.
It's back. It's back. I'm so happy. Like this, it's doing so much better than Dallas. These girls are so much more entertaining. We start off with no taglines yet. They have not revealed us taglines. They're like,
they do have the taglines. They're out.
Are they?
Yeah, they're out. I saw it on Instagram.
I gotta look because they didn't use them for this episode.
Walking on the street or whatever.
Oh, I am the word on the street. Isn't that last year?
No. She has a new one. Like I forget what it is, but Wendy's also part of the taglines too. So we know that Wendy is an official housewife this season. So
she's holding them cherry blossoms, which is
she's
cute.
She's holding a champagne glass. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump around a little bit. So the Wendy of it all. Wendy's gonna be fun, you guys. I have a feeling Wendy
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Wendy is like, she's bringing me a little bit of Marlo energy. She's bringing me a little bit of like a little Portia Kenya, or more Kenya than Portia. And the way that she just kind of like was like with Giselle, she's like, oh, I know Jamal. Like we've marched, we've been on things, and like I was like, oh, she's gonna take on the big dog on this thing. And then the whole Karen of it, with Karen being like, oh, I've been on gala fundraisers with her, and I've been on boards, and I'm not impressed. I'm like, oh, Karen too. So
yeah,
it seems like Karen and Giselle have kind of put aside their like little differences and whatnot. So let's see. Yeah. It's not gonna be long lived, but they open the season with Monique, which just kind of tells you that Monique is a heavy. Wait, let's talk about the beginning of the season. The whole horror movie of it all. It looks like Paranormal Activity as it starts, and it's like, and they're like showing all the different homes and things. We get a fight. We know that this is coming up into this big fight between Candy Ass and Monique, and that's how she spells her name is Candy Ass. So
Candice.
It's Candice. Candice.
Are you sure it's Candice? I thought it was going to be Whitney or Wendy.
They're saying it's Candice and it's Monique. That's what the word on the street is. That's who's actually in this fight, and those two hate each other kind of right now.
Yeah, I don't mind when they open up the show like that though either. But then the thing is, because it sets you up for the whole season. And then they like go back, so you're kind of just like, well, why can't we get here right now? Like, if you're gonna show me that, like, then let's start there.
I think they're doing it because it did hit the blogs. I mean, because there was this really did get physical. It got ugly, apparently, and so they're gonna kind of show us how we got there. It looks juicier though than when they started Beverly Hills last year with the whole. Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle fighting, and
that fight was pretty epic. So
hearing them yell over like the black and white kind of a thing, and in this situation, like this physical fight happens when they're filming. You know what I mean? Like,
it also
you see
Monique is going to leave the show.
I don't want her to.
I know, but it seems like what she says, she's like, maybe I don't belong in this situation. And I was like, ugh. Because when you get physical, because look at Portia, when she got physical, she was booted off for that year, for that next year, right?
Well, maybe they'll demote her to a friend of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like her. I genuinely like Monique. She's one of my favorites. And I don't like Candace. Like, Candace's mom doesn't like Candace. Like, that tells you something about somebody. Like, that's part of this. Like, you know, Candace's mom is like, I hate you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm paying for your house. I'm gonna hit you with this purse. Like Monique is potty training her bird and her baby at the same time.
Oh, okay. I do not trust people that have birds. I'm sorry. Like, that, people who have birds as animals are fucking weird. They just are.
Okay. I did.
Okay, brown shorts and suspenders. Okay.
Oh my God, we don't mention that here. You must not be named Voldemort.
Wait, he had
no.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he gave it to somebody else who was weird. But anyway, I wrote in here too, birds are weird. That I did write that. I did write that in my little thing. Like, people
like they're not like a cuddly animal. Like, why the fuck would you get a bird and be like, oh my God, I love my bird?
Because she wanted to name something T'Challa. That's why she wanted to use that name T'Challa.
I know. I'm like, okay, thanks.
That is real. Okay, but I do find it cute and funny. Like, if you're gonna have an animal, like, you know, your animal's like your companion and whatnot. And I do find it kind of cute that she was like, okay, let's go with her bird on her shoulder to go see Karen. And like, she was like, don't buy Karen's wig off. Like, I was like, aw. So, and then her husband just in there, take the bird. He's too much work. And like, they're teaching their child how to play like football and how to be potty trained. He is 4 months old. Like, come on. These people. What else do we have here? I just wrote, she brought a bird and not the baby. Because when Karen opens the door, she was like, why'd you bring this bird? I want to see the baby.
No, right? She's like, what the fuck?
Karen was not into that. Karen is back in Potomac.
Like, yeah, right. She's like, get that thing in a cage. She's like,
bring a cage. She's back in Potomac. Her house, isn't her house like, that is the house out of every 1980s movie where the kids throw a party when their parents leave. Totally. Like, that's her house. And it like, seriously, you know, there's a VCR in that house. There's probably two. Like, there's like, she probably got like the microwave on the counter. It's not built in. Like, it's a 1980s house. Like, and and the other part of it too that was kind of thing is her and the Black Bill Gates are not having a very good time right now, which is, it's sad. And I think this is the reason too why they're still leasing homes, is because he wants to move to Florida, and now she's the big deal. She's like, she's a celebrity, and she doesn't want to leave, and she needs to keep the Potomac address to keep it going. She's not going to pull a tent. There's no live-in hotels at Potomac like Tinsley did. You know what I mean? Like, she'll be like in an Airbnb just to hold on to this show. It's gonna be a thing. So so Karen, she's at a crossroads. Oh, I wrote, Karen's confessional looked like a peach cupcake with a short blonde Liza wig. Like,
oh, that one with the short wig,
Yes, I kind of love her confessional look. I love it.
They definitely went in with the hair this year, I want to say. They didn't hold back, so that's nice.
They are pulling.
I loved it.
Oh, you like that one? Is it Candace with the big braids, like all the way around and like all the chunky hair?
I didn't like that.
It's like a lot. It's Rapunzel. It's a lot. But they're giving us that Real Housewives of Atlanta, that Beverly Hills, something to look at in their confessionals, which is fun, you know. And it's always like, ooh, you notice something different. Oh, she's wearing a see-through top. Oh, she's wearing, you know what I mean? Like, it is fun with these girls they've upped their glam on that sense. I love that they upped their glam for their confessionals, but in like real life, they're still kind of just down chicks. You know what I mean? Like, I like that juxtaposition. Whereas New York is just kind of like, we have money, we don't need to flaunt it. This is how you're getting me today, unless you're Leah. Unless you're Leah and you're in that like red and yellow ensemble.
Every time I see it, I go crazy.
She looks like a superhero. Like like it looks like something that Miss Incredible would have had, like the Elastic Women. Like, you know, but they were like, no capes. Like, it doesn't work. Okay, so all the other things I have in here. Giselle's back with her ex-husband, the pastor, the mega church pastor.
Yes, but the kids are not liking it at all.
Yeah.
No, they're not. It's because he's playing the kids. Like, he calls the kids to basically be good with Giselle. And then he calls Giselle right afterwards to be like, hey, I called the kids. Look how good of a dad I'm being today. You know what I mean? And they don't like that. They can tell that he's just using them as a pawn in this whole thing. It does not hurt him to be associated with a Bravo show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one part of this. So I think it's just, it's all kind of out there.
Yeah.
So my partner's leaving, so you're gonna hear a doors close. Like,
bye, Anthony.
Goodbye, Kyle.
They said bye, Kyle. He knows what that means now because when I watch him, he's like listening. He drifts in more with Beverly Hills and in New York because I think the New York voices bring him in. Anyways, so back on this. So Giselle's back with this guy, Pastor Jamal, which kind of brings us back into like this whole. Okay, so let's talk about the Jamal of it all. He's a mega church pastor. It doesn't hurt him to be on a Potomac Housewives show. It's going to bring him more followers, more people on that Instagram, more people bringing money to the church. Period. So the thing is he's going to do his artist right now, I think, to try to be on the good side. What else do I have here? Okay, so Candace they had a big. Ashley and her husband have the baby now. That baby looks exactly like Michael.
Oh my god, it does. It looks like a little mini Michael.
It's like a cute baby, and then you're like, I know what you're gonna look like. Yeah, and Michael having that whole like, oh, he makes all these faces. Sometimes he's Al Pacino. Sometimes he's, Michael Douglas. Sometimes, and it's like. Okay, why isn't he Tom Cruise? Why aren't you saying this baby looks good? Like, why?
Because babies always look like old men. They do.
Maybe, but you haven't compared him to one handsome man. Like, he just was mentioning like all these character actors. He looks like
Michael Douglas is a good-looking man. What?
He was, but now he's like Michael Douglas is not that cute now. Like he was hot.
That baby looks like it's had a hard life so far.
Right.
It really has. And then, and Ashley with this whole, like, she's afraid of squirrels. She heard something. Like, she's just terrified of everything. Doesn't want to leave the house. And I'm like, bitch, if only you knew. If only you knew you weren't going to be able to leave the house.
Right.
Like, you should have lived it up. You should have lived it up. Now she's sitting at home. So they had that little scene with Ashley and Monique, which was cute with the babies. I don't know if there was much there. You know what I mean? Like, they just kind of talked about Ashley and Candace aren't really getting along. Candace has not invited Ashley over. When Ashley called Candace a hamster face hoe and they split screen Candace with a hamster. That was the most ignorant thing I have ever seen. They did not need to do that to her. Like, they were like, she's a hamster face hoe. And they're like, bloop, and they like showed it side screen. I was like, that is rude. That is full on rude. These producers have really just went all out right now. Yeah. It is a whole thing. Candace's mom doesn't like Candace. He laughed about that because we're so funny. And then David Cope just said, let's just state the obvious. Housewife swap. Garcelle for Giselle.
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
I like Giselle and I like Garcelle, but I don't think Garcelle needs to be on Potomac. I think she's fine where she is in Beverly Hills.
it would be cute if those two women were close and we got Giselle over to Beverly Hills because Garcelle and Giselle could take Kyle and all those other bitches down.
Oh, for sure.
That would be something.
Yes. Oh my God. We have Giselle on Beverly Hills, and I can see Giselle doing it. She just needs to get her wig game a little bit better because I love Giselle. I think she's the prettiest one on Potomac, but like her hair guy gets her hair wrong sometimes, and I'm like, okay.
It's the problem of being in Maryland. Like she's in Maryland, like you're Potomac. Like she needs to get her ass over to Baltimore and get some like real hair. You know what I mean? Like that's where she gonna get the shit done. And then we also have Leah's confessional dress as Shania Twain in Lava. Terrible. That is too much. It is. It is so damn. I feel like a woman. Like that is too true. Okay. So back into this whole thing. Okay, so Candace has her 1 year party for this whole thing. Okay.
Cash bar.
Is this already exactly cash bar?
$22,000 with a cash bar.
Did we learn anything from season 1 when Ashley did that and Karen was not about that? Like
for real. Like, yeah, you should have known from season 1. She wasn't on season 1 though. That's the only thing. But not only that, but you're stunting. You are on TV.
Yeah, you're on TV. Yeah. You're
like pull your shit together, girls. Like, come on. Like, so and not.
I mean, you could have squabbled a little bit. Went to your mom and been like, "Please, mommy, pay this bill at least." Like,
not even if you're gonna spend $22,000 and you're not gonna have an open bar, then. Fuck your flowers, bitch. Fuck your flowers. Like nobody wanted to look at them. Nobody talked about the flowers, but they all talked about the fact that they had to go take money out to make sure they could tip the bartender.
Sure. And this
you know
is
what
where
I mean?
Get to the point then too, where I think that these girls maybe don't have enough money as like the New York or the Beverly Hills girls, because we never see the New York or the Beverly Hills girls, someone throwing a party and then someone's like, "Oh, it's a cash bar tonight." Like that has not happened ever. Yeah. When they do parties. So it's just like, are you ladies at the same caliber, or are you ladies just being cheap because you probably have to spend more money on your hair than the other girls do?
I think spending $22,000 on a party isn't cheap when it's not when you don't even have food.
Thing,
you know what I mean?
$80,000 on her birthday party, so we know that the girls are not cheap. It's just a matter of, do you have the money to do it and to do it right?
It doesn't feel like Candace doesn't feel like she has as much money, and Chris's family, her husband's family, got money and they don't spend it. They don't spend a dime. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it. But like, I don't know, you just spent $20,000. Like, have that shit in a really great backyard and bring in the bar and do some rentals and hook that shit up. I have a party here at my house at Christmas time and we have an open bar. It's not a cash bar. Like, that is shameful. That is shameful. Shame on you for having Bravo cameras at a cash bar establishment.
At a cash bar event, right?
Like, shame on you.
Like, do we need to start them a GoFundMe so they can start doing events with no cash bar?
It's just her. It's just her. I think Ashley's husband's just cheap. That's why he didn't want to do it the first year. You know what I mean? Like, and I think now he's kind of learned that spend the money on this, spend the money on that, because they're going to talk about you sleeping with whores. So, like, that's my thing. But, like, it's a lot. Okay, so then...
denim and diamonds. That's the theme, too. Oh, my God. No. This was just an awful theme. Why?
Like, why a theme party for your 1 year anniversary? Your 1 year anniversary... It literally should just be cute. You in a white dress, your husband in a little bit of a take on a suit. Everybody else come, like, kind of chill, celebrate. Like, nobody owes you shit. You should have had a cash bar, or you should have had paid for the bar and hosted it, because they all brought you gifts a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing of it. I mean, it was in bad form. Her mother, Candace's mother, who doesn't like her.
Yeah,
she didn't like her even more when she saw that cash bar. When she was like, "Yeah, it's a cash bar." She was like you just saw like everything inside of her just kind of like happen. Like she was embarrassed. She was embarrassed. She was like, "I have my friends coming." You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of thing. It's just too much. Then let me see what else can we. For this party, Shasha was there. We got Charisse back.
We got Charisse back,
and Charisse has been saying shit online about Monique.
Yeah.
So we know this bitch is going to come back in. And what this is also showing us too is that Candace doesn't have friends so much in the group. So Candace is pulling new girls. You know what I mean? Like she's building herself a little arsenal around her because Robin said it. Robin was late, like she always is, probably because she was asleep. But like Robin came to the party, said hi to Charisse first, which those two didn't even really get along near the end of their seasons because of the whole Juan of it all. But she goes over and gives a hug to Shasha, and like, and then when Monique is like, oh, I don't want to, I won't acknowledge what the rumors are. And then when they show Giselle's like, the rumors are. So basically, she's been talking about her, saying that she's been stepping out with some other dude. Which Monique is saying is not true. She's been pregnant. She now has a baby. Like, when did that happen? And then it's Candace. Candace wants that on her team. So that's why Candace is bringing it through, because that's the other part of this, is that Candace has a lot of boldness when she comes to Twitter. As your t-shirt says right now, you're an asshole on Twitter. So seriously, like, so Shasha, Candace, and Camille are all assholes on Twitter. So it comes in threes. There you go. But like this whole thing too with Shasha, she's over there when Candace gets up and she was like, well, I just, I have two people that are very close in my life that, I just wanted to have come up here and say a couple things about marriage. And then she calls her mom up and her mom's like, I don't like you. But her mom at first was just like, she was married twice and divorced twice. Why you have your mom coming up here talking about marriage? What not to do? Like, I don't understand that part. And then when she calls up Karen, and then Karen, okay, so Shasha on the side was like, when did this happen? When did these two get close? Like, you saw that. So, that's going to come back. So we're giving little parts of Charisse. That means Charisse is coming back this season. She's a friend of. She's a Danielle Staub. She's a Danielle Staub energy. She got Elise energy. She's back. And she's hungry like Brandy. So let's see what happens. But when Karen goes up, that was the most cringe-worthy toast. That was almost as bad as New York's toast last year when Dorinda and Ramona were on the mic fighting over the mic with each other at the abuse thing. But this one was a little bit different, where Karen's just like, so me and Ray aren't getting along right now. Sometimes marriages go through their ups and downs, and everybody's like, like everybody, what is happening? What is happening? They're all just like looking at each other, like she just laying out the tea. We didn't even ask her about it. So there was all that. So we have Robin can't afford no anniversary party, much less an anniversary party. Oh, but Robin wasn't having a party. I don't know. Did you mean Candace? Candace can't afford an anniversary, much less an anniversary party, which is true.
Robin's not married anymore.
Yeah, Robin's not married anymore, and that's the whole thing. Yeah, she's very much trying to get married to that beautiful man Juan.
I mean, wouldn't you like to get married to him?
Yeah, like Juan's gorgeous, and she's ready. She's ready to have that back in her life, and like they're doing it still, so it's a good time. Okay, so there was that. Then the whole Wendy of it all. So we got Wendy coming in. Wendy is Dr. Wendy. And she's gonna want them to address her that way when she's really beefing with somebody. And then she's also she teaches at university. Like this woman is going to be able to talk circles around some of these girls. I have a feeling it's gonna happen in there. And I do like the whole Wendy is friends with Candace, which makes me kind of like Candace, and I don't like Candace. You know what I mean? So, but I have a feeling that's going to go bad. I have a feeling Candace is going to do something there that's going to make that relationship go bad. Yeah. But so, and then we got Wendy, and like we said earlier, Wendy and Karen don't work. Wendy and Giselle don't work, which means that Randy and Robin aren't going to work because Robin is up Giselle's ass. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's see how this all kind of trickles down. I do kind of miss the Katie roast in this. I would like another crazy. It would be great if she was just if she was out there with a crooked wig on. That would have been fun. But I feel like this Potomac is really, it's going to deliver. I have a feeling they held it off for this long because they needed something to show on Bravo. So it's going to be fun. And then when they show the previews for the rest of the season, I mean, they got fire. They have all kinds of good stuff that they're showing, and none of it is driving sports cars.
I wasn't really that big on this first episode, to be honest. I didn't think it was like that great. I was kind of like, meh. I think this whole week actually was not a good week for Housewives. I was kind of not impressed.
It was a little bit of a slow week, especially for it being a first Potomac, but I think they set up things. I think next week we're going to pop off a little bit more. On New York, it was random that this was their 200th episode and they didn't have a bigger fanfare episode for it.
No,
you know what I mean?
I thought it was one of the most boring episodes of New York I'd ever seen. Like,
this is telling you though, if that's their 200th episode, Ramona Singer is making money. Ramona Singer is making good damn money. So
because she's been there from the jump, right? Yeah. So
exactly, Ramona. Yeah, she's been there from the beginning.
What season are they in now? What for New York?
12.
12 seasons. That's a lot. So yeah, she got her tenure, girl. She got her.
She does. I have a feeling we're gonna get another season of Ramona because I think that her and Leah are kind of. They seem like they're on a better road right now.
I mean, I think Ramona will stay on as long as she keeps cashing those checks, right? I mean,
as long as she can. She's not gonna let it go. She but did you see the Ramona bitching out Luann and Sonja at the reunion? So the Real Housewives of New York just actually shot the reunion. It's an in-person reunion. They're all in the same room, and there's video footage. You can look for it on the Bravo blogs and all that kind of thing of Ramona with her. That is the coolest fucking face mask, the clear one. You know what I mean? She looks kind of like Voltron. But like, I loved it. And when she's just like, you know what? Like Sonja and Luann are so rude. They have the whole crew here for us, and they have the audacity to not even show up on time. We've all been here waiting, and we're all sitting here with our mask on, and we are here. And so
you do that too good.
That's 12 years, bitch. That's 12 years of watching Ramona. Like, she's like family now, but like with her whole, like I just love it though. Let's face it, they are absolutely inconsiderate of everybody else's feelings. So I love her. It's too much. But let me think here. So there was that. We have Real Housewives of OC that's been filming. So
they're saying that the reason that happened, the producers did that on purpose to fire her up.
Who?
They wanted to fire
up.
So they told them to come late. They gave them a different call time.
Probably because I think that happens on a lot of these shows is that they give them different call times.
And Tinsley's going to be at the reunion too. Yes. Because I saw pictures of her.
I think they're trying to keep it like under wraps, but I don't. Maybe she poured her in. I don't know if she would actually. Is she gonna fly in from Chicago?
She was with Leah on her Instagram story. On Leah's
Instagram.
They were together. Cute. So
okay. So if they've all been like saying that's a lot of COVID tests, man. They have to COVID test every other day before they do this. Yeah. Like right now, I know the people who are because they're shooting they're shooting Drag Race right now.
Yeah.
And Ross Matthews was talking about on his podcast that they get tested every other day. So somebody comes up and swipes their nose every day. Ugh, that
are they getting the results back that day, or are they taking long to get back so that they know that they're okay?
I think they're rapid tests.
Yeah, it's a rapid test.
That's great.
I think
I mean, as long as everyone is being safe, I think that's great. So.
Money in those studios, they're spending.
Oh, for sure, because
they need to have content.
They just got nominated for 13 Emmys. I mean, that's insane. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure VH1 is pushing for that. They're like, this is our #1 show on our network right now. Like
totally.
And I guess All Star 6 is in the works too. They said
yes. Yeah.
That feels a little fast. I wish they would do All Stars every 2 years because it's like I understand. Yeah, and the thing is, and I would really love for them to do an all-star season of like first
the all-stars,
but no, but like I want them to do like a season of like first gone girls. You know what I mean? Like everybody who was eliminated either first or second, and bring those back because those bitches would be fucking hungry. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
Yes, like a pork chop. Like bring all those girls back. I think that would be fun. I watched last night. I did catch up on Drag Race Canada Drag Race.
Canada.
I love Canadian Drag Race, except for they don't know how to light the girls, so everybody looks rough. Like they don't.
Some of the girls do look a little rough sometimes, and you're like, I know they don't look that rough, so.
They always do. They don't. The only person they light correctly is Brooke. Like everybody else, they just say fuck everybody else. And I kind of wish it was just Brooke and Stacey. Like I love Jeffrey Boyer-Chapman, but not for this.
He's been such a dick this season. It's like, what are you doing? Like, because he's so nice on regular Drag Race, and then he comes here and he's one of the permanent judges. So I don't know, maybe he just felt a little bit more entitled. Maybe he was coached to behave that way. Like they're like, hey, we need someone to kind of be the villain a little bit. So
well, I think you need one of those, but at the same time, in other scenes though, like my friend Tom, who is in Binge Bitches Star Wars, he's in the first few episodes of this. So if you guys want to go back and watch those on YouTube. But Tom Welch, he's like a writer and he's a Hollywood boy and that sort of thing. And he even mentioned that it feels like Jeffrey Boyer-Chapman is doing an impression of RuPaul when he comes in. And it's like be more yourself, boo. Like who are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it's because he's an actor and hasn't really had to be himself so much on TV.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's a little bit of that. But I am enjoying it. It feels like early seasons Housewives. You know what I mean? Like they aren't as like polished in the sense. Like all of their top drag queens, the girls who really make money in Canada are like the Tainomis of it all, and the other girls have already left. Like those girls are the ones who people that really look up to. So right now it's kind of like it's a different thing, but they don't come in there with their catchphrases. You know what I mean? Like they're not like brown cow stunning, buy my t-shirt stunning. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing that. Like these girls are just kind of going in there and playing the game, and like whatever sticks is going to be what happened. This whole the sissies thing is kind of cute. They're going to milk that. You know what I mean? Like, hey sissy, and that would be a cute name for a party. Call a party sissy. That would be cute as hell. Yeah. You know, because it's also
I feel like they got the winner wrong this week, though. Like, I didn't.
Wait, I didn't watch. Didn't say anything.
Oh, you didn't watch?
No,
okay. So we won't say.
Hurry up and watch, bitch. Hurry up.
Here's the thing.
The girl who job now.
So here's my. I'm not gonna give you spoilers, but I'll give you like droplets. There isn't a clear winner this week. There isn't a clear winner because the people who did well, their runways are atrocious.
Yeah.
And then the people who did bad, the lip sync, it comes down to the lip sync. And one of them is clearly better in the lip sync, and you don't want her to be better. You want the other one to be. That's how I felt. I wanted the girl who was bad at the lip sync to be the one who stayed, but she was bad at the lip sync, so you can't keep that around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but it is a great season, though. So
it's
also,
good.
Why was Tom Green the guest host? I don't understand.
Canada.
I know, I get that, but like, how relevant is he now? Like,
well, he's the only one that we know so far that's been a guest judge.
Well, there was Eliza from Happy Endings who was on, and like, most of the other ones are Canada superstars.
Yeah, no, they're all,
what I do love about Tom Green being the guest host this week is it gave Drag Race a different audience. There's a bunch of dudes,
get like some maybe straight guys that might come check it out, but
it's a lot of straight guys. And the way that he handled it too. I don't want to give it away, Gunther. His commentary on the runway, he's fun with it, and he does a little side thing, and he's like, your outfit reminds me of something, and then he does a whole gag with it, and it's like, that's silly and it's cute, and he gets it. He gets the Drag Race of it all. It was a good episode for him to do, so it was cute. But I think that's it. There's no other like real reality right now that we're gay centric like watching. Are you watching? That's on. I haven't watched any of it. Is it good this season so far?
It's cool. It's because it's All Stars, so they brought in a bunch of All Stars, and they were quarantined for 2 weeks and were testing every other day. And then there was one of the guys came back, tested a positive negative, and they wouldn't let him on the show. They didn't want to take a chance, so he
can come back next time.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, that sucks.
It's cool. I'm looking forward to the season.
I mean, the thing is honestly, being in the Big Brother house right now with a bunch of people who've all been tested sounds like a dream. Yeah. Like to not get the horrors of what is going on right now in the world. Like, okay, let's live in a bubble for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I completely get that want. I'm not watching Below Deck right now, Med. I have to catch up all on it. But like, is it good?
This episode was so heartbreaking. Are you watching it, Nelson?
No, I'm not watching it.
The cook, he's like the sweetest person in the world, and Sandy like fired him and made him cry, and it was so depressing. I actually cried watching it.
I hate that when I catch myself like on a Bravo show, like being like those like moments and you're like, why am I? When they were like. When they told Sonja that they were going to carry her line at Century 21 in that scene, she was all like, oh, so you guys are carrying. And I was like, oh my God, she finally got a win. Like, I got emotional for her. Like, I got like, oh my God, I'm going to cry for Sonja. But it's rare. But when it does happen, it is cute. But I think that's it. So we did this in record time, you guys. We covered 3 like individual episodes in an hour 10. We didn't go to like 90 minutes. So I love you guys. So we'll discuss. This next week, let's assume that we're gonna be going towards the end of the week, but I think we might be changing up our show schedule here because we're gonna move this Binge Bitches off of the StreamYard. We're gonna push it over into a live Zoom situation. We'll have that going up. But then we're going to also be recording those for the audio feed. So Binge Bitches is coming to an audio feed near you before the end of the month. So it's happening. And then we're going to be doing that. They're going to be dual shows. I'm starting to rack up some interviews. I need to get you two on individually. And we're going to talk about the shows that you guys watched when you guys were kids, shows that you guys watched when you guys were coming out, and shows that you guys watch now. So it'll be a whole Binge Bitches kind of a situation that way. And we'll talk about music, talk about theater, we'll talk about movies and TV. So Binge Bitches is going to kind of take a little bit of a curb. So we're going to be doing the Real Housewives recaps once a week, and then there'll be a interview once a week. And it'll be coming to an audio feed. So that's happening. That'll be coming up soon. Other than that, let's go ahead and throw these up on here. Make sure you guys are following the bitches. You guys can follow Gunther on IG. That's IG at Gunther Vander Rules. And then there's also a TikTok app that might be still around in 45 days. We don't know. But that's going to be at Gunther Vanderpump. You guys can follow him over there. He's right now trending because he's doing all kinds of gay content. We also have Nelson. He's over on IG at the Yas Queen. And he doesn't know how to spell. So he wrote it YAASSKW. Okay, so anyways, that's what's happening. You guys can find me at Dangilo Gogo. You guys can find me at Dangilo on TikTok. Follow my TikTok. I want to be a TikTok star before it gets taken away. What just happened?
The wind blew the door.
I was like, I want to be followed on TikTok, and then you were like, no. And it's like, geez, for real. So this has been another episode of Binge Bitches Talking Housewives. It's been fun, and so leave comments, like, subscribe, and if you hated it, still like and subscribe. Just do it. Okay. So anyways, thanks guys. Bye.